So I am Christian, so if I believe in God, then I do believe in, the devil and the demons and all that stuff. So yeah, I believe in everything. I believe in anything and everything, and I think that the world and the universe is just too big not to believe in that. It is scary. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am scared.
On today's show, we're going to talk about horror films, the most disturbing, the most gory, and the best ones. And I cannot have a better guest than Nava Rose. Nava, thanks for joining us, girl. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here. This is my first time being on any kind of show, so I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get right into it. I mean, I love the horror film genre. I think that's all I watch. Probably why I have a kind of a little sick mind. But can you tell me, like, what do you think about horror movies?
Horror movies are my absolute favorite. Just like you, horror genre is the only genre I ever watch.
Okay, so
ever.
same.
Yeah, it's either like horror movies plus Mean Girls or Bring It On. So that's such a not balanced at all.
No, wait. Let me tell you. For me, it's horror movies or Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, and it's like the total opposite. But that's all I watch, and it's a random combination. But whatever. It's like, okay, this is who we are. But what scary movie? Like, do you like gore? Do you like psychological thrillers? Do you like? Oh, you like both?
Well, okay, so I would say psychological thrillers are probably my top favorite. I love the ones that scare me and make me think. I don't know, that's just really scary to me. Also, demonic ones, like paranormal ones, those, yeah. So I would say my least favorite though would be the really gory ones. There's a term for them, like the really, really gory ones. Like Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my God, I was gonna say that's my favorite movie.
Oh, really?
I love Leatherface. That's my favorite. He's my favorite monster.
Oh, is really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or I don't know. He's not a monster. He's like a killer.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's a human.
I guess same.
same. But what? So can you tell us what horror films you like?
My top favorite as of right now is Hereditary. That's my number one. Have you watched Hereditary before?
Yeah, those movies give you anxiety attacks.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just love it so much.
Okay. And what about Hereditary did you like? What about that aspect? Because it was pretty freaking. Yeah, it disturbed me a lot. Especially, I think you guys know the scenes that one scene. Holy.
Oh wait, okay. I want to know what you. Okay, after I want to know what that one scene is because I have that one scene too.
Yeah.
Of Hereditary. So about Hereditary, I rank it to what horror movie can give me a nightmare, and I've never had I have never had any nightmares until I've watched Hereditary. I've watched all of the horror movies to date, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Maybe like 95%. But Hereditary actually spooked me, and I'm like, okay, this is my number one scary movie right now. But I don't know, it was just creepy and weird and different, and some of the scenes just made me feel so uncomfortable, and I loved that.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I don't know the director's last name, but it's Astor something.
Yeah.
With Midsummer too, it was just too raw, too real. Like the images, I think, are like they're very. I don't know. I said they're too real, and it's too scary, and like the emotions that every character portrays in his movies, like I think it's because it can actually happen. Like like I feel like that's why you get that sense of like, oh my God, like this is too real. Like I don't know. Yeah. Like with like the mom losing it after she sees her daughter, and I'm like,
is that the scene that you're talking about? Like the scene?
No, the scene to me was the car scene.
Oh yeah.
And I think with jump scares, it gives us an adrenaline rush. But with Astor movies, I think what scares us is the fact that like that like these things we're slowly losing our mind, and I think it's really scary because it's a very raw emotion, and we're feeling it with him, and we're not sure what's happening next. It's like also with Darren Aronofsky, his movies. I don't know if have you seen his movies like Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream?
Yes.
Like a lot of people don't find them scary, but some people do because those movies are so psychologically damaging. Like Requiem for a Dream, like when they're all after going through the dark part of substance abuse, and like you just start feeling like that. It just the way he films it, it's just so anxiety inducing because you just see everyone losing their mind, and like the dark effects of like substance abuse, and the way he films it is just really scary. And I think that the psychological thrillers, like you said, can actually be way more scary than some jump scares, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, I get, it's not scary, but it's definitely gives me a lot of anxiety, and I think that is more, to me at least, produces more of a scary thing in me than, you know, the easy jump scares. So you're absolutely right. Yeah.
You just get so inside of your head when you're watching these.
Yes.
And it makes you think about just the universe and life and everything. So I totally get it. Yeah, I think because maybe we're just so used to jump scares.
Yeah.
That we've watched so many horror movies that jump scares just don't scare us really anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been, I think we've now been desensitized to seeing violence, to seeing gore. I know that there's this one called the Serbian Film. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, I think my cousin recommended that one recently.
Oh my gosh, no, read the synopsis.
Why is it just scary?
It's a no. It's a no for me.
Oh, really?
So don't DM us that one. But if there's other scary movies that you guys would love to recommend us for the show, like DM us at LATV Network, and we'll choose you guys, and please tell us why you guys recommend us. But there's some that I think are just for shock value, and it has given me personally nightmares. Like there's this one called Martyr. Like this is a foreign film. I watched it, and these are, now we're going to like torture films.
Torture films.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah. Because I literally was at one point where I'm like, jump scares, they're not doing it for me anymore. So I started going on Reddit and started seeing most disturbing films out there because I love horror. And somebody was like, oh, there's Martyr. And I watched Martyr. No. And I realized like torture films just take it to another like place where it's just, it gives you like it's just scary. It's so scary that it like literally messes with your mind. Not in the fact that it's gonna happen to you. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But it's just so like disturbing to watch.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like a movie that was so disturbing that you were like, I didn't finish watching it?
Oh, one of those would be Hills Have Eyes for me, and Human Centipede.
Oh God!
Sorry, I don't even know if Human Centipede is considered a horror movie, but those two movies, I cannot watch them. To me, I just feel like they are too real, like torture movies, because it's like human on human type of interaction where it's not really paranormal. So it seems more real to me and raw that's what makes me scared of them. Yeah, torture ones, I can't do torture. Yeah,
yeah. I think those, I watch both of those. The Hills Have Eyes.
Like them?
No, The Hills Have Eyes gave me actually nightmares for 2 weeks. I couldn't watch it because I felt like some of the scenes were just really unnecessary.
Okay, I think we're talking about the same scene.
Yeah, and I don't scare easy. I love horror. Anything horror is like, oh my God. I tell people, send me. I'm always on my Instagram and I'm like, DM me horror film.
Me too.
Bored at home.
Yeah.
And
what are your recs?
Yeah, but then I'm like, you sicko, why did you DM me this film?
They're like, you're welcome.
But this Human Centipede too, I couldn't finish that. I was like, why was this made?
Yeah, I was like, you guys really spent all that time and money? Like, but then I spent an hour watching this movie. Like, you can't like not finish it because you already spent so much time.
It's because it's so twisted.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's so twisted that you're like, who came up with this? What the you know, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, I mean, the genres in horror film, like, people really put it as just horror, but you really can, like literally put them into so many different, like
subgenres.
Yeah, subgenres, exactly. So, yeah, it's really crazy, but there are definitely, like, really well-made horror films that I really, like, truly respect and truly like love. And for me, I think I'm gonna say it, Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite movies, and because I think it's fun, it doesn't go that far, and he's literally become one of my favorite human monsters.
That's okay. You can say killer. It's fine.
Or killers. There we go. That's the right word for it. Do you have? So, what are the ones that besides Hereditary that you enjoy to watch? Also,
I love the Conjuring series. That's my favorite series.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it called the series?
Yeah, they have three.
They have three. Yeah. And then I think that whole family, because like Annabelle's part of it, the nun, they also have like those like smaller off movies. I just love them, like that group. But Conjuring is definitely my favorite. What about you? Wait, I didn't ask you, what's your favorite horror movie? Or well, you said Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, the Chainsaw Massacre. And I think also because I find Ed Gein, because Ed Gein, he killed 2 women, but he when they found out that he killed 2 women, cops went into his house and they found his house made out of like couches and lamps made out of human skin, and after that Alfred Hitchcock made Psycho based on him. And then Silence of the Lambs came out, and it was based on him. And if you would see his picture, you would never think, oh. And then Leatherface was based on Ed Gein. Like, so many movies. There's 2 other movies based on Ed Gein. And if you would see his picture, he looks so harmless. He's like tiny little farm guy.
That's scary.
And he's literally one of the most, like, I would have to say sick men. I mean, I don't even know how to psychoanalyze this person because I don't know him. I know that I think I would say he had a split mind because there are things that said that he would turn into a different person when he would kill. And he did have bodysuits. Like, he had masks. He did have masks from like dead people. Like, he would skin corpses, and he had like bodysuits and stuff. Is really creepy. But like, I mean, to have these movies, I think the real actual story of Ed Gein is even scarier than the Leatherface movies. But I think that's why I like the Chainsaw Massacre so much, because it's based on such a scary, I guess, killer, farmhouse killer, monster man.
Monster man. I feel like that's so scary when it's someone that you could that you wouldn't even expect. Like, if you looked at them and you would not expect he's this kind of killer.
No, yeah,
so
no, it's crazy.
So
I know, no, it's crazy because the town, the town said that he would go and he was like this simple guy, would offer to like mow their lawns and like
not
help.
a killer mowing my lawn.
Yeah, like he would do like little housework he kept to himself, and he would go back home and sit on his chair made out of human faces, and you know.
He said fashion designer, and furniture designer here. I mean, technically he had all these cool traits.
He had shoes like heels, and I don't want to say they're nice because then I'm crazy, but they were actually well made. Like,
I need to look into him now.
Just prepare yourself, and if you guys look up Ed Gein's fashion design, no, they're not fashion. That's a troll joke, but you know, his clothing, like, it's actually scary, but just trigger warning there.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's crazy to know that a lot of these horror films are actually based on, you know, on some real things. So, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like where, don't you think that's kind of how horror movies are basically made, right? It's like kind of inspired by real life events.
We know that, you know, serial killers do exist. Do you believe like ghosts exist or any paranormal stuff? Do you believe in spirits, ghosts, or even demonic possessions? Like, I know you like The Conjuring.
Oh, so. Yeah. So I am Christian, so if I believe in God, then I do believe in, you know, the devil and the demons and all that stuff. So yeah, I believe in everything. I believe in anything and everything, and I think that the world and the universe is just too big not to believe in that. Okay. It is scary. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am scared.
Yeah.
Like, I would prefer not to meet a ghost.
Yeah. Thank you. Same. Or monster men.
Or monster men, please. Anyone watching out there?
Or monster women.
We do not want to meet you.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm sure you do too if you believe it or like watch all these, or do you watch all these horror movies and it's not as scary because you don't really believe in the ghosts and stuff?
No, you know what? I used to be a huge skeptic, but more recently now I have a really open mind, and now is when I'm actually now like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna. I used to be more playful and be like, yeah, let's get out through these things, and I'm gonna buy this devil book and ha ha ha. Now I'm like, hell no! I threw everything away. Put fire in it. I'm like, I don't F with this, because now I do believe that, you know, that I'm open to believing, and like I've heard people's stories. I've even read a book about people's stories, and I'm like, no, it's actually like I'm not that invincible. I'm not that smart. I'm not, you know, I do believe in like that there's things that I can't explain, so it's better not to mess with anything and just respect the spirit realm, and just, you know, keep to myself and stay with my crystals. And protect myself. So I have respect for it now, that most definitely.
I definitely remember when I was in junior high, I did the Ouija board with the paper. Did you do that when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. Oh, I don't know.
Why did I do that? Why? But like they came out with a Ouija board movie. It was called Ouija.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. That didn't really scare me, but like those kind of movies don't scare me. But just knowing that I did that back then as a kid, I'm like, I don't know. The experience is just a lot scarier.
Yeah, I think because when you're younger, and that's me too. When you're younger, I don't think you think about like the consequences. I don't think you really have that much respect for it. I don't think you think of the consequences, and I don't think you think you even hear about like stuff like that, or when people tell you, it's kind of like you know. Right? But then you grow older, and then your life is like scary. Like you're adulting, and you're like, this is scary. So you're like, maybe demons do exist. Is a demon doing this to me?
I know. You hear like one little noise in the middle of the night. You're like.
Exactly. So you start having respect, and you start doing it. So that's interesting that you don't mess with like the Ouija board and stuff like you will. Do you have any like ways to, like, you know how you said like at night if there's like you hear bumps in the night or anything, do you use anything to you feel safer, protect yourself, or anything like that?
I usually just pray it out.
Oh,
just,
okay.
Like, lay in bed and be like, dear God, please don't let it be a ghost. Kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I try to keep like a positive energy wherever I'm at. I do have crystals, and I do have my sage at my place. So
okay.
I don't do it very often, but it does help.